home team coach, Coach Brandon Truter joins me here. Coach, you've already done so well in this competition for Sekhukhune United coach, because it's the first time that they've made it through to the last 16, but you've got a chance to go further to the quarterfinals, and you play against your home boys, Cape Town Spurs. Just your thoughts heading into that one?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough match considering the form that Spurs is in. Also an emotional match in terms of playing for them as a youth, and also the two coaches that is in charge. They of course are two close friends, Saul Bartlett and also Nasif Morris. But it's a competition that we want to do well in, irrespective if Spurs is a first division team. It's a team that is in good form at the moment in the league. Has been winning away from home as well. So yeah, very interesting match, tough lineup, and a very astute coach as well. So not an easy game.
Thank you, Coach. Let's take questions from the floor, just by a show of hands. Same guy.
Obvious. What the Mosheret does mean. Coach, Tebo from ENC, the balance of the league, you know, the situation in terms of is not 100% done. There's also the possibility of the top 8 and then versus going all the way in the Nedbank Cup. How do you make sure that you balance the two? Thanks.
Yeah, in terms of balancing and keeping the guys focused, you have to look at it one game at a time. That's the only way we can look at it. Look, we have to win our next game. In terms of our objectives, I think for everybody now from 6 until 16, it's a very tight. It's very tight in terms of points. Is the log table, it might be distance between 16 and 6, but the points difference it's so close, it's marginal. And with 8 games for some of us to go, every game becomes important. So at this stage, keeping them focused, it's only the next game that counts for us at the moment.
Let's move on to Stembiso.
Hi, Coach. Stembiso from Arena Holdings. Coach, you've got a team that has a number of players that are experienced, and some of them have won trophies elsewhere. How do you fancy your chances in this tournament, or going all the way and maybe bagging that silverware?
Yeah, in terms of the playing personnel, in terms of their accolades they've achieved in the past, I'm sure I'm hoping that that winning mentality and that pedigree rubs off on the rest of the team. But yeah, managing the squad of mature players, let's put it that way, mature players and experienced players as well. Yeah, it takes you to the limit in terms of keeping them focused, and also in terms of the coaching structure and the methodologies. With me and my playing philosophy, my playing style at this moment is different. I think Sekhukhune at this moment is playing a different brand of football to any team in the league. There's no other team that plays like us, and it challenged the players a bit in terms of adapting, in terms of learning new methods and new tactics as well. As I said, yeah, it's now my 11th, 12th game in charge of Sekhukhune, but still, day by day it's progress. Day by day it's intensity, it's new concepts. So they have to hit the ground running, and at the same time, it's an age of discovery for them, in terms of discovering new methods, and also for me developing as well. Having said that, you have to be democratic in terms of understanding the tactics, in terms of getting them to buy in. So it can't be dictated all the time. For the mature, experienced players, they have their own mindset at times, they have their own ideas at times, and also with the experience and playing at the top and winning things in the past, you have to really get into them and try to think, or try to get out of them what they are thinking at that moment. So yeah, we are not all over the place, but it's kind of a marriage and a give and take at the time. But as long as a coach, you want your team to think at the same at one moment, within transition, going forward or backwards, I think that's what we're trying to achieve in the moment.
All right, there was a hand here. Lorenz.
Coach Lorenzi from Middelski Times. Cape Town Spurs, a very young team. Radio Pane, Cupido, a lot of exciting young talent there. Is it more difficult to prepare against such a youthful side that is going to bring a lot of energy against maybe some old and tired legs there in your squad?
Yeah, some very exciting players. Cape Town Spurs position this time. Radio Pani, Kipido, Tetani. The Monenjal is also still very young. It's going to be a tricky game in terms of that with youthful exuberance. At times the movement it becomes so energetic. You have to be mindful and have to be aware of everything. And with that youth, I think the experience they have in that team, it is actually players that have won a lot of things in their career. You have the likes of Clayton Daniels, Nazir Ali, Cranwell Scott, Monen Jalic, Paul Vogel at Supersport, Michael Moulton, Jared Maruli from Stellenbosch. There's so much experience in that team. So at this moment, it's up to Spurs to find that balance, but we have to prepare for the experience and as well as the energetic youth that they have. They be mindful, of course. It's a team that won promotion. So what are we reading into? We can't be complacent and expect that they feel a second string team. Knowing Sean and Nasik as well, they will want to compete on both fronts.
Okay, before we come to Kamu, you can go ahead.
Coach, Benny Restwale here from Tanzania, Coach. Coach, you've mentioned that, okay, before coming to Wabenanoko, with your previous employers, you were sure that you were going to finish the season with at least one trophy. And now you're at Sekhukhune United, and the players are really playing for you, a good brand of football. And with your experience in the championship, does that give you hope that you can still finish this season with this prestigious accreditation?
Yeah, I think you always have to have hope with winning things in the league. Yes, at the beginning of the season, I found myself at another club where my personal objectives was always winning a trophy in this league. I think that's every coach's dreams and every coach's ambition if you're in this league, not to win things and what you're here for. But at this moment, I do possess a squad that have won things in the past with these individuals at different clubs. And like I said earlier, I think that experience and that hunger to win things rub off right through the team. Also with the owners, very ambitious, and the club and the players as well. There's a good understanding between management and playing staff and technical team as well. We would want to really do well. Taking into consideration where we've come from, 15th position, now in a position to win the trophy, or with 3 games left to that final, and then also in a very good position to actually make it into the top 6 or top 4 and top 4's CAF positions, and even winning this trophy. So yeah, from where we've come from, there's been huge improvement. From the 11 games in charge as well, there's 6-1. So that's more than 50% one of the games. I don't think, except for Sundowns and maybe Pirates at this stage, the win percentage ratio is higher than most of the teams in the league.
Okay, I think Kamu says he's covered. We covered him, so let's move on to Love More. Just wait for the microphone. I've also noted Utemba.
Good afternoon, Coach. Just want to find out from you, how far are we from seeing Kamu being able to be a player that's able to play 90 minutes, and how is been the process of adjusting to domestic football for him, considering all the years that he spent abroad?
Yeah, Kamo is very close to starting. I have to say Kamo brings a whole new dimension to the team, but taking into consideration his long layoff, the injury setbacks before he returned, and also he did make a start against Gallants, and after speaking to him after the game as well. He did note that the intensity and the style of play is much quicker in the domestic football. So he's been involved in a number of training matches. He has adapted well, and hopefully we'll see him sooner rather than later.
Okay, I think this will be the last one here, Temba. Let's see other hands. Okay, there's a hand at the back. We'll give you an opportunity.
Coach, I'm just looking at the squad that was announced yesterday by Coach Hugo Bruce, and on paper, you guys should be commanding, a good number of players in the squad. I mean, Sundowns has got 10, it's a preliminary squad, yes, but looking at how your players have been performing and the entire squad, how do you look at the squad players, rather your team not making it in terms of providing more players into the squad, looking at the cream that you have within the squad?
Yeah, no, I don't want to comment too much on the national team's coach selection criteria at this moment. I'm mindful that I'm sure and positive that he will have a tactic and a plan to go and be successful in getting to the next round or into the qualifying for this competition. So we have to be mindful about the selection and the plan you have. So all I can say at this moment, I'm sure the players selected is for the tactic or the plan that we will use against Liberia. And on a further note, I want to wish him everything of the best, because it's been a while that we've been involved in the African Cup of Nations. So I wish him all the best, and I just wish and hope and pray that he has gotten his selection right for this game.
Okay, there's a question there at the back.
Hi, Coach. This is as you indicated that.
Sorry, just closer to the mic, and just your name and the company you represent.
Sinovia from SABC Sport.
Thank you.
Of course, as you indicated that you are going to a tricky encounter, who are your key players, and could you please break it down for me why those players?
Yeah, there's a number of key players. Right from our goalkeeper selection, we have two internationals in Badra Sangare and also Toaster Sabata. We got Danny Gadoso, Eddie Gima, Kamuhelo, Given Masikenya has been doing well. Sammy Siabi has been outstanding. I think this is one of the best seasons I've seen him perform. We got Kabwe, another international, Victor Letswalo, yeah. One of the highest goal scorers in the past in the league. I think everybody's key at this moment. But we are struggling in the last third. At this moment, also a clean sheet has been far and few between. So we want to get it right. I think everybody's key at this moment. Nico Mopi as well, outstanding all over the park. I think the only missing ingredient at Sekhukhune right now is putting the ball in the net. All my players is key, even the guys not making the squad at this moment. They have to be top foot, they have to be focused as well to bring the intensity to training and keep the other guys at a high level and focus.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. I think we're going to end it here. All the best for Friday.
Thank you.